Thank you very much, Stefan, for your introduction to our corporate strategy, which I would like to expand upon. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the owner family, I would also like to welcome you all. I'm grateful for the opportunity to talk about our corporate philosophy at this year's sponsor's presentation. As you know, KROHNE is a family business. Our main goals are long-term growth, the long-term preservation of the company, as well as sustaining our independence. This is the code that drives our corporate actions. With these objectives in mind, we have defined the company's entrepreneurial tasks, which we must strive to fulfill. Our mission is to develop the right measurement solution for our customers' process measurement applications around the world. We achieve this through technically innovative and high-quality products and services, qualified and competent employees, and through long-term and reliable partnerships with our partners and customers. This strategy is fully supported by the owner family. For us, it is important that KROHNE remains a technology leader. This requires continuous investment, particularly in the field of research and development, which I will talk about in more detail shortly. The commercial risk that my colleague on the executive board, Stefan Neuberger, has mentioned, we are willing to bear, since we can only survive and grow if we're innovative and stay ahead. The measuring technology solutions we offer to our customers set standards and must meet the highest demands. Some examples have already been mentioned. These developments, of course, are primarily achieved by our employees, but we in the family are also highly enthusiastic and committed when it comes to supporting technical innovation. For example, the unwavering will of my late father helped to solve application-specific problems using unconventional ideas, leading the company to significant growth. Many of you will recognize this picture, the golden ratio or golden section with idealized proportions from Leonardo da Vinci. As a former artist, my father constantly strived to also implement this golden ratio in flow measurement technology, one device for all applications. He relentlessly pursued the idea, and he was fascinated, maybe even obsessed, about developing the ideal flow meter, one that would resolve all known problems and limitations and simultaneously be suitable for universal use. Industrial ceramics has already been touched upon. I would like to briefly explain to you how that came about. Mainly inspired by spark plugs, the idea of a measuring tube made of high-performance ceramics with sintered platinum electrodes emerged. Using the sintering process, both materials should be fused together and without any gaps. This concept earned my father strong criticism from his own engineers and developers. The ceramics would break, and also there would be the problem of the delta T, in other words, the temperature shock resistance, which can lead to cracks with this material. But my father did not allow himself to be deterred by this and held on to his vision. I can still remember, I was at the time of my high school graduation, how he brought to boiling point these small tubes made of aluminum oxide in a saucepan filled with water, and then tipped them into a water bath filled with ice cubes. The whole experiment had the sole purpose that he could make his own assessment of the maximum delta T. Despite the early difficulties involved with its implementation, he continued unabated and helped KROHNE to set standards with the resulting unique device. Today, we successfully sell a further developed successor of this flow meter in large numbers thanks to its excellent properties. Shown here is a filling machine with 120 filling heads, each equipped with one of these ceramic meters. Another unique development was that of the first straight tube mass flow meter. The aim here too was to develop the ideal Coriolis device without the conventional pipe loops or flow splitters and the associated problems arising from this. In short, a device with a single straight measuring tube. Contrary to the belief of his head of development and also the belief of our competitors that from a pure measurement physics standpoint such a device was not feasible, we were able to successfully implement this vision. KROHNE once again set the standards as the first manufacturer to master this demanding straight tube technology. We started out, so to speak, with a masterpiece, the most difficult part of the technology. This, of course, helped us when we realized that the straight tube could not cover all applications, and thus we developed additional pipe geometries. As you can see from these examples, we maintain an open approach to ideas and opinions, even if they are unusual. Whether they come from the staff, from corporate management, or the family does not really matter. Quantum leaps in innovations such as our own development of a different pressure measuring cell, our patented drop-shaped antenna for radar devices, whose shape and surface prevent product buildup and therefore make it particularly suitable for the level measurement of solids, or special path configurations in ultrasonic devices for flow profile recognition, we can realize all of this if we allow people the freedom to develop. As you may have already noticed, the way we treat each other at KROHNE is characterized by active and open communication. We know that in many companies of our size, the use of the informal way of address, the German Du, is not common practice among the executive management team. For us, it is part of our corporate culture and extends throughout the company structure, from members of the executive board to the workers on the shop floor. This level of openness is significant also in the way we operate as a company. We allow our employees to take part in decision-making process. We qualify them through participation. Everyone has the opportunity to put forward their own ideas, also to implement them. As a family business, we stand behind this philosophy unreservedly. We are fully aware that ideas will not necessarily generate profits immediately. We think in the long term, though. Our shareholders are committed to the employees and the customers, and we have set ourselves the goal to ensure cross-generational sustainable growth. For us, short-term quarterly results are not important, but rather the long-term existence of the company. This is why we regularly reinvest over 85% of the profits and maintain our equity to assets ratio at a comfortable level, which allows us to overcome difficult times and to secure the company's independence. This dividend policy is supported by the entire family. We also do not shy away from foregoing profit maximization during difficult times for the benefit of our companies and our employees. Another important characteristic of our corporate philosophy is the international nature of our company. As Stefan already mentioned, we are headquartered in Duisburg, Germany, from where we consequently moved abroad together with our customers. One of our first subsidiaries abroad was established in France at the beginning of the 1960s. Alongside Germany, France was the largest sales market for our products in Europe. The fact that my mother was French, of course, gave this endeavor a very special priority. We now operate in all continents with our own production and sales companies and employ over 3,500 people worldwide. Our strong commitment abroad, especially in China and Asia, has led to a workforce that is 80% based outside Germany. The close proximity to our customers is also extremely important to us. In the operational management team of the KROHNE Group, we are also international. The current management team originates from Germany, Italy, France, and the Netherlands. Good and reliable partnerships are also another crucial component of our growth strategy. This extends to our customers, suppliers, and above all, our business partners with which we operate joint venture companies. Respectful interaction with each other is an important basis of our activities. The fact that many of our joint venture partners are also family businesses has led to long-lasting cross-generational cooperation. For me personally, the care and maintenance of these partnerships is a very important issue. I would like to highlight one example of a very successful partnership. We concluded our second joint venture in China with a state-owned company located north of Beijing. At the time of its founding, At the end of the 1980s, this was the only possibility for us to found a company in China. 7 years ago, an opportunity arose for the management and the employees of this joint venture to acquire shares in the state-owned company. We were very happy to support this with a financial guarantee. As a result, our Chinese employees also became our co-investors. Now, as you can imagine, that was a very exceptional situation, especially for China. This management buyout, so to speak, led to a greater identification with the employees, with the company's business objectives, and even stronger ties to KROHNE. Incidentally, I would like to add that we also maintain long-term stability within the executive management team. The Dubbick and Neuburger families are connected through a very long friendship, and Stefan and I have managed the company for over 15 years. Even longer, for over 30 years, we have been supported and accompanied by our chairman of the board, Professor Tenhaus. In the last 10 years, we have been able to almost triple the turnover and achieve stable and solid results. To ensure the stability of the company both internally and externally, the owner family has established a family bylaw, which succeeding generations are obligated to and which secures the future. The family bylaw stipulates the general strategic development of the company, our cooperative and fair relationship to the employees, and our social and cultural commitment. All future shareholders must give a clear commitment to this family bylaw and the responsibility associated with the acquisition of shares. As I mentioned earlier, it is technology that secures our continued existence as an independent and long-term operating company. We as a family make available all necessary means. More than 10% of our workforce is involved in research and development, and we also invest considerably in fundamental research, which not always directly leads to sellable products. For example, in tomographic methods, which are developing in close cooperation with the universities. A technology that our CTO, Dr. Attila Bilgic, will shortly introduce to you has meanwhile reached the verge of market introduction. The keyword is multi-phase measurement. Attila, may I ask you to join me on the stage, please? As you will see, we have come from process parameters to material properties and now measure both simultaneously. The next golden ratio is on the horizon. After 10 years of research and development, after 10 years of support and financing by the owner family. I promise you that it has been worthwhile, and I'm certain that you will find it just as exciting and forward-looking as I do. Attila, would you like to take over at this point?